it is difficult to decide when the circumstance is right to label something a masterpiece. If every film were a masterpiece, or cinema, then none would be. However, it is when a film truly attempts to comment on an all-encompassing issue in a visually creative and meaningful way where such praises should be considered. And never should they be more considered than with Soul, Pixar's examination of the soul wrapped in a light and fun bow. It follows middle-aged black jazz teacher Joe Gardner, looking to get his big break as a jazz musician before accidentally dying and must reunite his soul with his body in a race against time. Soul is reminiscent of Pixar's golden age, where each film consistently told an engaging story in an imaginative way, with humor, drama and character development naturally arising out of the story's events. Here, admittedly, the humor falls flat, literally in one instance, on its face in a few areas, but there are a scattering few moments of slapstick and wit that earned a hearty laugh. The narrative does appear to trip over its shoelaces a few times, and the second act felt padded. However, to the film's credit, this is more than compensated for. I would say, therefore, that Soul, despite looking and feeling palatable for children, is much more suited for adults this time around. This is not to say that kids cannot engage with the film's central theme, the meaning of life, but adults will naturally be able to understand and appreciate more behind the animation and dialogue. In terms of presentation, Soul needs no further introduction. If Into the Spider-Verse were the Citizen Kane of animation, Soul is the James Cameron's Avatar. Mesmeric is the only apt description for Soul's beauty. From the exaggerated yet endearing character models and the lighting and crisp architecture of New York to the faded lines and deep blues of the great before, Soul's animation aims to be as expressive as its story and message. And what about that score? Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's ethereal and emotional soundtrack lends Soul its own identity. Where Ratatouille examines the human condition through a culinary lens, Soul deals with its existentialist themes through music and character. The film's metaphysical segments are enveloped in ambience, whereas, in New York, John Baptiste gets to flex his jazzy muscles and does he floor us with his compositions. That piano is phenomenal. This is the heart of Soul and the heart of any human experience. What is the meaning of life? Instead of being cliché and using death as a central framing device to communicate its themes, Soul uses life itself, but doesn't seek to give you a definitive answer. Alternatively, it offers an interpretation. Life isn't worth living because of some mystical purpose, a thing you believe you were born to do. Life is worth living because of the everyday, and a balance between the pursuit of passion and regular old living is what makes life fulfilling. This is what makes Soul so thematically invigorating, and how it represents its concepts in a visually stunning way is simply admirable. We spent so much time chasing goals and searching for purpose to achieve happiness that we forget the happiness around us. And it has to be praised that Soul is Pixar's first outing within Black lead. This film does wonders for representing Black culture, especially in the barbershop, which co-writer Kemp Powers apparently pushed for, and they nailed it. So, is Soul another Pixar masterpiece? Not exactly. But it is a return to form for the franchise. They've never released an objectively bad film, but it's clear how safe and derivative they have become in the last decade, with some exceptions. Soul is an exception. It is about, and full of, the soul. It is a true example of the cinema of human beings conveying emotional, psychological experiences to other human beings. And you don't need to be a masterpiece to know that that is all a film needs to stand the passage of time.